okay? Hold your applause. First, I love you guys, okay? Woo! We love you too, Wendy! So, the Lieutenant Governor has agreed that SB 5 is dead. The official vote was recorded at 12:03. You know why that vote was at 12:03?
Because we made it.
This has got to continue, but we have started something here that they cannot stop. Rest up! We got more fights ahead.
That was Cecile Richards, the national president of Planned Parenthood, standing in the center of the Texas Senate Gallery Rotunda early this morning, announcing to the crowd there that they had won their side of the fight. I should tell you that Cecile Richards is the daughter of legendary Texas Governor Ann Richards. There's her portrait there. And Cecile Richards gave credit not only to State Senator Wendy Davis, who filibustered all day and all night, but also to that assembled mass of people, look at that, who gathered at the state capitol last night in order to make that filibuster stick. Joining us now here in New York is a very tired Cecile Richards. Cecile Richards, thank you very much for being here. Have you slept at all?
No, but that's okay. I'm running on adrenaline.
Yeah, well, tell me, I mean, first of all, looking at our recap of it, is that what it felt like?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you know, there were folks in obviously there on the Senate floor, but thousands of people outside in the rotunda filling the Capitol. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I have never seen anything like it in all my history of organizing or as a Texan.
Are you more excited, not excited, but more surprised to see that happening in Texas than in other states? Or is Texas due for this?
I think actually in a way it was due. I think this was finally the pot boiled over. I think after all the attacks that this legislature and the Governor Perry have had on women, shutting down Planned Parenthood health centers, ending women's access to birth control and other services, Rick Perry vetoing the Equal Pay Act. I think this was just finally the last straw for folks. Mm-hmm. And we literally saw people come out in droves, men, women, all ages, from all parts of the state. And then, of course, the added thing, which you covered earlier, is more than 175,000 people were watching a live stream at midnight when this...
all over the country.
It was amazing.
The vote is not close on these things. When the votes finally do happen, both in the Assembly and in the Senate, the Republican side of these things wins handily because the partisan balance in Texas in the state legislature is very heavily Republican. But seeing that passion and seeing those hundreds and thousands of people and seeing all the national support for Texas Democrats taking this stand, it's hard to see how that pressure doesn't ultimately have to redound eventually to Democratic gains in the state. Is there some reason that doesn't happen?
No, absolutely, you're right. I mean, I think a couple of things. Well, one is, of course, redistricting has been so gerrymandered that the Democrats don't have a fair shot in a lot of these districts.
And that's going to get worse with the Voting Rights Act.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, Wendy Davis has been their number one target, and obviously for a good reason. She's an extraordinary senator. So I think that's one piece of it. But the other is Texas is trending a different way. I mean, you look at young people, Latinos, women, they do not support the agenda of Rick Perry or of this legislature. And what I think is when we saw this kind of activity and the enthusiasm of folks and their activism, all of this did is put accelerant on a process that's already going in Texas.
That is what it seems like.
Yes.
Looking in on it, seeing just the changes that have happened inside the Texas Democratic Party, mm-hmm. seeing the big organizing effort that's happening there. Specifically on this abortion ban, though, on this bill in Texas, obviously it would have a huge effect on millions of American women. Texas Governor Rick Perry has called for a second session. Yes. Do you think it will be possible to stop in yet another second session?
We'll see. I mean, look, they couldn't this bill is so extreme, they couldn't pass it in the regular session, right? So then he had to call a special session, where, as you saw in your report, they jerry-rigged every rule they could. They changed the rules even on the floor of the Senate last night. They still couldn't get it passed. Now he's calling them in to another special session just for the political purpose of trying to pass a bill that isn't supported by even the people of Texas. So I don't know what will happen ultimately, but I can tell you every single person who was there last night will be back, and they'll be back with 10 more people.
It's going to be the same strategy.
Absolutely.
Cecile Richards, Planned Parenthood president, here just jetting in from Texas after a very long night. Just a remarkable scene there in the rotunda. This is a huge organizing coup for you. Thanks for helping us understand it.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks for covering it.
I appreciate it. All right. Cecile Richards is Planned Parenthood's national president. All right. That does it for us tonight. I got to tell you, days like this in the news are energizing but I'm not sure how many of them I can take in a row. So here's for hoping for a real boring day tomorrow. That does it for us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Now it's time for The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell. Have a good one.